Hi everyone, I'm Jo, this is Zoe. We're going to bring you a video today, which is an introduction to cognitive behavioural coaching. And the reason that we're showing you this overview today is because it's one of the things, or one of the approaches that we cover in our accredited coaching training. And it can be really useful as a conversation structure for both coaches when they're facilitating coaching sessions, and also for managers having conversations with people, or even as a parent in conversations. And CBC, or cognitive behavioural coaching, is really an approach that focuses on the connection between what people are thinking, what they're then feeling, and then how they behave as a result of that. And we can all get into some unhelpful patterns that can become automatic. And by having the opportunity to understand or identify what the links are that are happening for us, we can then identify what might serve us better. And so we're going to demonstrate that to you today. And Zoe's going to be in the role of coach, and I'll be in the role of coachee for this one.
Yeah, and I'd also build on that before we dive into the demo, that I think it's particularly useful right now because people are having a huge amount of thoughts and feelings, around what's happening in the world. So as we record this, we're in the midst of a third lockdown. It's particularly challenging for a lot of people. So cognitive behavioural coaching can really help people to focus in on what would be more helpful for them. If they can't control, obviously, what's happening outside in the external environment, what you can do is help to feel like you're more in control of your internal environment. Yeah. So I'm going to be coach, Jo, coachee. First thing we're going to do is take a look at the situation. So, Jo, what is your current situation that you'd like to explore?
So I am, like many, juggling homeschooling with, fortunate to have a growing business. So I'm juggling my work and homeschooling and cleaning and all the other things that are required. And so noticing that my thought patterns are creating some maybe unhelpful feelings.
Okay. So do you want to start by let's taking a look at what those thoughts are that you're experiencing?
Yeah. So thoughts really are, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. There's not enough time. And almost feeling like as a result of that, or was almost thinking as a result of that thought, that time is speeding up. So the time that I do have is going quicker than it normally would.
Okay.
And also thinking that because I've got limited time, I need to be super, super efficient in the time that I've got.
Yeah.
So those are some of the thoughts that are going through my mind.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. So those are thoughts like, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. What feelings is that then leading to? So what are the feelings that you have?
A bit of panic, which I guess is a flavour of anxiety, frustration, because I enjoy being a mum, and I also enjoy being a professional, and so frustrated that there doesn't seem to be enough time to do both perfectly. Very be perfects out there, you'll know what I mean. Getting triggered by the stress of that. So feelings of maybe like a bit of panic, bit of anxiety, bit of frustration, which is a flavour of anger at times.
Yeah, lots of emotions. And what would you say then is the behaviour that is generated as a result of those emotions?
So anything from being short-tempered at times, or shorter tempered than I, would like to be, to not even writing a list. Normally I write lots of lists to keep me on track, and I'm probably not doing that as much because I don't have time to do that, but then that may produce less order. And also, I think sitting down when I do have time dedicated to focus on something, thinking there's so many things to do, I almost don't know where to start. And because there's limited time, I better make the right decision. But maybe even resulting in either procrastination or maybe some mistakes, because there is such little time that you've got to get through the things so quickly. Whereas the reality of that is not as acute as it's probably experienced.
Okay. So you were less focused, you're less kind of organised, so no lists, and actually you're seeing those behaviours of procrastination, some mistakes kind of coming through as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the risk, that where there isn't time, so it can also maybe take more time, because being aware that maybe more likely to make mistakes. So it can be a little vicious circle.
And I noticed when you were talking there, you started going back up to thoughts that generate more of those behaviours. So if we go back up to thoughts, but this time let's have a look at what are the thoughts that might be more helpful to you in this context.
Okay. And it involves taking a deep breath. You shake off the automatic thinking patterns, and get a bit of distance from the situation. So more helpful thoughts would be, I have enough time to do what matters right now.
Mm-hmm.
There is more time coming. I am making good progress. My children have got enough of me.
Yeah.
I'm not missing the boat. So if I change that into a positive, the boat will still be there.
Well, you're on the boat. You're on the boat. You're just not paddling it as hard and fast as you're used to.
At least I'm not seasick. Yeah. So I think there can be that feeling of like, now is the time, to take a, to make the most. There's a lot of momentum, wanting to keep the momentum. But if I believe that there is momentum and it will still grow, then.
So what I notice is there's actually plenty of positive thoughts available to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you were thinking those positive thoughts, or maybe there's one or two that pop out to you, what behaviours would that generate instead?
Well, I would feel calmer, more relaxed, more at ease. I would enjoy things more, like in the moment. So the behaviour that would result in would be, I think it would enable me to get more into my flow, which would then mean I was more efficient. So I think it would just enable me to have a plan, and to engage with it, be confident with it, and probably be just a bit more carefree.
Sounds positive. So you started to mention there's some behaviours that you think that would generate around more focus. So sticking then with those feelings, so those what behaviours would that generate as a result?
Might pace myself more. So be more making sure that it's sustainable, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'd probably be more present in what I'm doing, when I have each of the different hats on.
Yeah.
So I'd have more connection to those things.
Anything else that comes to mind? You mentioned before about focus. You thought that you'd be more focused. What might that be in terms of a behaviour?
Disciplined, but I am disciplined in what I do, so that doesn't feel quite fitting. I think I would just be like less precious of my time, so more more relaxed, more kinder probably to myself and others around me, rather than, always thinking about I need to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
And actually just being able to be, that's the main thing really, is to be able to be present, just make the most of the time that I've got, be okay that that's the time that I've got. And just not feeling like time is running out to do things it's the missing, wanting to miss things.
Great.
So the behavior would be engaging. So engaging in what I'm doing.
Brilliant. So noticing then those connections, what will you do?
Maybe a bit of mindfulness, like at the start of each kind of period of time. If I'm doing business stuff, just actually allowing myself to arrive fully into it, and practice the positive thoughts, of I have enough time. So just take my time, allow myself to get into it. The whole point of doing what I do is because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I want to keep the enjoyment of it. And when I'm in, when I have it, one of the other hats on, as like homeschooling parent, to, if I tell myself that I've got enough time to be with them and support them, then I won't try and rush through that to get to the next thing, because I don't want the children to feel that. So just being able to be fully present, take the time, be mindful of where I am at any one given point in time.
Great. Okay, thanks, Jo. So we'll pause the demo there. From there in a coaching conversation, you could dive in and out of any aspect of what we've kind of talked about there and focus in on what else Jo might be able to do. But that gives you a flavour of how you would help a client to make those connections and build awareness of the interactions between their thoughts, their feelings, and their behaviour. And this is something that Jo mentioned that we teach on our coaching qualification. So if you're interested in learning these sorts of tools and techniques, then come and check out those qualifications. What were you going to say, Jo? I think I spoke over you.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, for those of you that are training as coaches or have been reading about it, or qualified coaches, you'll know that this very much links to concepts around beliefs and values. And so that's where you might kind of extend the conversation. But you might be watching us on YouTube, and if you are, you might want to hop over to our website, www.igcompany.co.uk, where you'll find our blog and other information about us and things we offer. And you might also want to join our closed but free Facebook group called The Coaching Crowd, where we share videos like this and also other coaching resources. It's a good opportunity or place to get to know us a bit more, and we'd like to get to know you too. So we'll see you in our next video.
Oh.